Yo people! Gotta make this quick because I'm on a little junction. But this is my 1 year ownership. Well, it's past 1 year. I passed my test on like the 19th or something, and it's been a year, well just over a year now. This is my 1 year ownership of the Honda CBR 600F 2000 model. Yeah, this baby is carbureted. Oh baby, a triple! Yeah, I've owned the bike for 1 year and I've rode it 12,000 miles. I've crashed it twice, I've sent it. It's been a dream. It's been an absolutely emotional dream, and I thought I'd do a nice little, I don't know, review, I guess. Oh wait, I'm on the other side of the road going the wrong way. I need to turn around. Hold up. We're going back through the tunnel. Scoot! Imagine I just joined the dual carriageway on the wrong side. Yeah, let's go back through the tunnel. I would get on the throttle, but it will spin because this thing's got no traction. But yeah, man, I've loved owning this bike. I really have. It's a sports tourer, so it's not everyone's like first option, because it's not like an aggressive sport bike, but it's still a sport bike. It's just a sports tourer, so that means that basically the bars, the handlebars, are a little bit higher than normal. Yeah, man. God, shifting so hard at the minute with these boots still. But it's just as playful as any sport bike, do you know what I mean? It's just the handlebars, like you can see here, the clip-ons are on top, they're not below. That's the only difference really. Obviously it's a little bit slower, it's comfier. Like, look at me in that shadow. I can literally, I say this to the boys all the time, I can literally sit up like a naked bike and have no weight on my wrists and still hold the handlebars. On a normal sport bike, you'd be down here and you're forced to have the weight in your arms. I can chill like a naked bike and sit directly upright. Look at my shadow. I'm directly upright and I'm chilling. But yeah, this bike has been amazing, mate. It's a workhorse. If I didn't crash it, it would have survived the whole 12,000 miles without braking, and I guarantee that. The only time we started getting problems is after I decided to throw it over a roundabout and smash into some guy's car, because, you know, that's what we love doing on the weekend. Other than that, it's been amazing, and I would highly recommend it to anyone because of the price. It is so cheap. You can pick one of these up for like 1,800. Well, that's what I picked this one up for. Through the winter, you can get one as low as 1,500, maybe even 13 for a ropey one. For a nice one, you're looking at about 18. I wouldn't pay more than £2 for one of these unless you want a showroom spec. And then obviously because it's an F, you also get cheap insurance. It was what, 800 for the year I think on my first year, or 1,000 for the year maybe actually for my first license, which is not bad, you know what I mean? Like, considering that this is my first license and my first bike and it's like 600, then well, I had a 125 for 2 months, but still, that was it. I cancelled the policy on that. So this is realistically my first bike, and that's cheap for insurance, man. Like, that's well good, because it's an F. It's not a double R, it's an F. 97 brake horsepower, so it's not as fast as the double R's, but still, when you're first starting out, you don't need all the speed in the world, you know what I mean? You don't need everything. It's been quite nice, especially with these long group rides that I'm doing. Like, it's just so comfy, and it handles like a dream. This thing, something about the sports touring position and having the handlebar, the clip-ons on top of the yoke, gets you in this position that when you're in the corners, like on other sport bikes that I've ridden, your wrists are sort of like pressed into the bike. You're a lot closer to the ground, but your wrists are kind of like pressed into the corner. Whereas when I go around corners on this, I'm like on top of the bike, and I can almost hang off the bars because I'm sort of on top of them, almost like a naked bike, but it's still got that planted front end like a sport bike. It's such a weird mix, but it feels so good. And when you get comfortable with it, you can swing these things round. I swing this thing round. I love it for handling. It does handle like an absolute dream. The only drawback, I guess, is like the carbs, because they're old and you've got to find someone who can like set up carbs and stuff. But once they're set up, as long as you don't want to change them for winter and stuff like that, and you just keep them in the same setup, they should be alright. They might fall a little bit out of line, like obviously mine are a bit dodgy since the crash, but they're alright. It's not that bad having a carbs bike. Yeah, you got to do the choke yourself, so obviously when the engine's cold and it lifts the revs itself, there's no computer to tell it not to, so you've got to manually do it. But other than that, there's no real difference to an old bike like this. Like, they're not rusting because they're just that old, nice, chunky frame, good metals, good materials. They're built, mate. They're built different. They actually are. They're heavier and they're just a lot more solid than these newer plasticky sort of bikes. But yeah, I love this thing. Don't get me wrong, I am a bit over it at the minute because I can't really full throttle it properly. It's still playing up. That's just from the crash and tuning and the exhaust and stuff like that. But I am looking for an upgrade. I think I'm ready for it, to be honest. I'm a bit to that point where the bike's, I'm a bit over it, to be honest. But it doesn't mean I don't like it. I'm just ready for something new. That's what I'm saying. I'm ready for a little bit more power, something a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more fun, and yeah, we'll deal with the rest afterwards. But yeah, what was I saying? What did I talk about? Reliability. Yeah, reliability is up there, big time with this bike. It's just a little workhorse, mate. These older bikes are just built different. Speed, yeah, lacks horsepower. That's probably the main thing for this bike. It does lack a bit of horsepower. I do get left behind against other 600s in like a straight line. Don't get me wrong, when you're up to speed it's fine, but obviously being only 97 brake, it's not crazy compared to the other ones, but it still does the job. And then handling, we've spoken about handling. Price, we've spoken about price. Looks, I think it looks good, man. Some of them, don't get me wrong, I look at some of these bikes, no offense to anyone that's got one, but I look at some people's versions of these bikes and they look minging. I look at them and I'm like, I would never own that, what the hell? But then I look at mine and I'm like, oh yeah, that's mint. Because I've done a couple of things to mine, do you know what I mean? I've got the stickers, I've got the tyre, stitching, I've got the new exhaust. Like, I don't know, mine just looks different, I swear. Because when I look at some people's, I'm like, I hate it. Why have I even got that bike? But most of them I like. Where am I going? I don't even know what I'm doing. Why have I gone in here? Oh, I wanted to go in that big car park. How do I get in there? Just to do a final walk around of it. I think you have to go this way. I've just done, yeah, what a waste of time. What an idiot. No right turn. Luckily I've got AI to teleport. You saw nothing. Yeah, I'd highly recommend this bike for like a first 600 for any new rider. This would be perfect for you. It's got all the things you need at a cheap price. And power's power, do you know what I mean? You can, if you're in a corner, power doesn't really matter. As long as you've got good technique and good confidence, you can keep up with the big boys. I've done it. Excuse me, that's why you're driving over my line. So I wouldn't really worry about horsepower, especially for your first bike. It's not really about that. It's not really a thing to be thinking about straight away. But hey yo, you. That's nice, little 125. Chillin'. But yeah, no, I love this thing, man. I would highly recommend it. It's been an absolute amazing year with this bike, and it's going to be raffled off by full throttle competitions at some point. So you might be able to win this thing for 99p. Just know that, yeah, you could win this entire bike once it's once we've fully sorted out the carbs and it runs right again. We'll be selling this thing off, and that'll be that. That'll be the end of the Honda, and I'll move on to the RR. But it's been great. I would definitely recommend this bike. After 1 year of owning it, it hadn't let me down once. I've let it down. Do you know what I mean? I've been the reason that it's broken. Other than that, it would have been absolutely mint. So yeah, I'd 100% recommend the Honda CBR 600F 2000 model, or any of the models really. The F4i is probably just as good, but obviously this one's cheaper. So yeah, that'll be that. I'm going to go into the ground because I just want to do one more rev in the tunnel because it sounds sick. Yeah, look at it, man. For £1,800 you cannot go wrong. This thing has, it still runs after crashing it twice. Like when I crashed it, it still ran. It's just a beast. It's an absolute beast, and I would highly recommend it to anyone. So yeah, that's my 1 year review, mate. Job done. That is it.